What is going on, governors? Chisgule here, and today, we're going to be spectating 1960 versus 365. It's day 4 of the fun, plus I'm going to spin the CJ wheel because I guess I just want to spend gems. I honestly don't know why I'm spinning the CJ wheel anymore. Hasn't the ship kind of sailed on him? Is this a good use of my gems? I don't know, man. Before we begin, big shout out to the members and moderators in the chat. Sarex, Horik, Wolf, Prospect, Sloppy, What's Good? James, how's it going? I fired up this stream on kind of short notice because I was like, hey, happy Valentine's Day, and let's do a stream. I kind of want to watch what's happening in this KvK, so we may as well chill together, right? Envies, welcome to the stream. So if you like updates on this particular KvK, do me a huge favor, throw a like on the stream. Consider subscribing to the channel. And let's jump in game, shall we? We'll get a look at what's happening here, chat. See how things have evolved. Who do you think will win this KvK? I feel like the longer this zone carries on, the more the KvK favors the 1960 team. But let's run a poll. Who do you think is going to win this KvK? Who will win this KvK? Holding amazingly. I think it's actually super achievable to hold. Holding is actually super achievable. And here's why. I was talking about this just moments ago in Discord, and we were kind of discussing the happenings of the KvK. And the problem with burning forts is that it takes a huge effort. Well, in order to handle the task of burning forts, JST has to have hundreds of players online. Because you see, 1960 has all 180 plus players in their alliance online 24/7, right? Literally 24/7. So in order for 365 to muster the strength necessary to handle their field, they need to have like 500 plus people. And that's all maybe an exaggeration, but this is a lot of people in this group over here. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is that although 365 has a huge advantage with regard to their numbers, they can't maintain those numbers beyond the pass opening. Which, yeah, they're burning stuff. It's just painful to burn stuff. So 1960 is in a pretty damn good spot, considering the fact that they are on the defensive, but also that they're kind of letting their territory burn a little bit. Like, I don't think they're going all out for this zone. I think Kingsland is where they plan to lose all their troops. And it seems like this is just a zone where 1960 is just draining 365 as much as they can to make Kingsland easier when they get there. It's painful for 365 to burn, and it's not painful for 1960 to defend. I think that is a very succinct summary of how this is going. So if we zoom out, 365 has definitely made progress. They made it past some of the first forts. And they're on their way to sort of the backup row of forts that are by the pass here. Which is why 1960 is defending this particular fort. It's because they really want to maintain this pass if they can. You can see the 1960 fanboys are here as well. Here's the thing, they're pretty much everywhere. I mean, it's kind of easy to rally behind a team that wins all the time. And 1960 wins all the time. So. An Osiris League champion that actually takes fights? Yeah, that's like an easy team to root for, isn't it? Did I do my wheel spins yet? No, Jacob, I haven't done the wheel spins yet. We might get in some of these spins between rallies here. That might be a good way to run this. I'm just kind of keeping an eye on whether or not they hit this fort. Let's also see if there's action anywhere else. The over-the-wall flag burn. Oh, this is freaking tough, man. This over-the-mountain flag burn is very painful to execute. You can see this rally is coming in, but it's got no support. We'll see what happens here, chat. God, Xeno just doing Xeno things with the instant proc damage over time. Brutal. $10.34 is in your KvK. Hopefully they'll fight since OL just finished. Yeah, 1034 is also a kingdom that will fight in KvK. This rally is doing really great considering that they can't actually reinforce it. I assume that if you're the defenders here, like, you're trying to fill as much as possible with your farms in this zone. Like, this is the zone where you fill with farms, right? Who's 1034? Bro. That's the kingdom that has 1v. Your Osiris League Grand Champions. This Garrison might actually burn. See, this farm is trying to cycle troops. Amazingly, with no reinforcements to the rally, this Garrison's going to burn. The old Nevsky Joan trickaroo over here. Doing its thing. Look at this. I told you the farm is just sending in tons of troops. Look at that. The Sundok primary is kind of brutal. But, thankfully for the defenders here... Oh! Well, I was going to say they can't get hit by the AoE from the rally, but they did just get hit by the AoE of the rally on the way in. That was brutal. Well, they saved the flag. For now, anyways. $13.07 is where Dragothian used to play. I don't know that he's still playing there. Drago's great, man. I hope he's doing well. Last I saw, he released a YouTube short on his channel, and he was on a cruise of some kind. Watching a magic show. It's like, all right, Drago. It looks like he's enjoying himself, not gonna lie. 1v is fighting 1307 in this KvK? Are they? So, let's make our way back over here. I think this action at the 60MX fort is where it's at. When is the wheel spin? We're going to do it incrementally here. If they move in, somebody say something. I think they're on their way in, but we'll try to get some wheel spins in here and there, you know? Again, I'm really not even sure why I'm spinning the CJ wheel. I think he can be a fine addition to my lineup. But, like, is it really worth the gems for me to put him into my lineup? Not really. But I will get some universal sculptures along the way, so... I mean, that's a thing, right? I think that's a thing. Just so you have him. Honestly, that's, like, kind of what's happening here. But I was thinking through, like, okay, what does my open field look like? And if I bring in CJ... then I'm going to do Nebu with Honda Tadakatsu, which I really like. Instead of Nebu with Cyrus. That's, like, the difference. But Cyrus is great. Like, do I really need CJ here? I don't know. Try him with Sargon. So here's the thing. I really don't want to move around my armaments. Sounds like a pain in the ass. If I'm going to be a rally lead, which I will be, I mean, I'm going to try to just have the armaments on my Tariq ibn Ziyad and just use him as a primary. I dislike it, but I also, until we have some option to quick swap armaments and freaking equipment, you can't be a rally lead who spends 30 minutes moving your crap around before you set the rally, you know? It's easier to just leave everything on Tariq ibn Ziyad, and then you could use Sargon as a secondary or Pakal as a secondary. Here comes the rally, chat. Here comes the rally. Attila. Bro, it's 2023. We're still using Attila. If you put sculptures into Attila and you also rally, I mean, it is kind of amazing that this is still happening. What song is this? Flow by Slippy. They're swarming the Attila Nevsky rally. That is a very 1960 thing to do. Yeah, and they're just gonna pop the rally. Wow, GG. All that time spent by 365 to set up that rally, and they decide to just walk in too late to support it. What's the point? Bad timing from 365 Easy Swarm? 100%. 100%, chat. Chat's getting a laugh out of that. Field should have moved sooner? 100%. 100%. $120,000 normal attack damage was being taken by the rally. GG. What day can 1093 help 1960? I don't think 1960 needs help. But Saturday is the day, and I will be live streaming. I think it's Saturday. Chis, why do you hate 365? I don't hate 365. I just have, you know, some prior experience with them in a free-for-all KvK that may or may not have left a bitter taste. Do the 365 beef? Nah, it's not worth it. I mean, I think most people know the beef at this point. Is Boudica Nebu the best Archer March? Saltiness? Yo, let's go. 1254 hates how 365 won that free-for-all. Yeah, I mean, it just... Free-for-all doesn't work in Rise of Kingdoms. Like, let me just flat out state the rules of engagement here. I've done a free-for-all KvK twice. In the first one, it was free-for-all, where, don't worry, we won't team up on anybody. Everybody has to hit everybody. That didn't happen. And then the second time I did free-for-all, the other kingdoms were so oblivious on how to win the KvK, or uninterested in winning the KvK, that it became a joke. Like, I don't know what you call it. Oblivious to how to win, or... they just completely misunderstood the situation. And it's actually incredible for whole kingdoms to completely misunderstand. But, like, here we are in 2023. And, like, that's a thing that happens. So anyways, we took all the passes to King's Land and had the easiest KvK of our lives. But we didn't want that, so... I think free-for-alls are a just complete disaster. There's no such thing as a good free-for-all in Rise of Kingdoms. If it happens, it's because kingdoms, against all odds, actually play with honor, and you can't expect that. I mean, at least in the free-for-all with 365, we got fighting, you know? But don't play a KvK free-for-all. It's just a disaster, man, in my opinion. Any crafting today? I don't think we have any crafting cooked up today. Burnout says, I'm in this KvK and it's so funny all the trolls against 365 without knowing 365 also wants to drop Imperium and do not care. Yeah, I mean, 365 is a fighting kingdom. Chisgule is so diplomatic, but agree can't do free-for-all. Nah, free-for-all doesn't work, man. It doesn't work. There aren't enough kingdoms that actually want to play a true free-for-all. And the ones that do, they're not at the same power level, you know? So it just doesn't work. They should let you pick allies and lock it, not able to hit each other in the field. Yeah, that would be kind of interesting. No 7k gem event? True. Free-for-all always ends up in one side saying another kingdom's ganged up on them. Exactly. Like, it just doesn't work. It doesn't work. The perception becomes the reality. So even if it is fair, people will think it's not fair. One kingdom is always likely to get the targeted come Kingsland. It looks like... See, this is what's so weird about this rally timing from 365. Is like now they completely own the field over here. But they waited to do that until their rally was dead. Like, what? What? Why? Ooh, rally over here. Let's go. Chisgule, I've been playing Rock for just 189. How long do you think it takes mostly free-to-play players to reach T5s? Feels like it'll take more than a year. Yeah, I think it could pretty easily take a year. I feel like a year was a good guess. Light versus darkness isn't balanced. Two years, chat says. I think you could do it faster than 2 years. 400 to 500 days? That sounds fair. 400 days if you're actually fighting and you're diligent? That sounds reasonable. Someone sent me something kind of interesting. They were trying to figure out... By the way, they just swarmed out the rally. They were trying to figure out what the cutting edge talent does in KvK. If you're newer to the game, you might not know that there's now a cutting edge buff that you get when you rally something. Or you fight in the field, actually. And it makes it so that you deal more damage to... or maybe you take less damage from lower tier troops. And people were wondering, well, does T4 get racked? But it's only like a 1% damage difference for T4s. According to something I was just sent to my Discord server. My Discord server is linked in the description, by the way. That's discord.gg/Chisgule. It is... I did see a 1% damage difference. But like 1% is very, 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 very low. So, you know, 1% damage difference. If you need to use T4s for the healing cost or because it's what you have, like it's not backbreaking. Yeah, T4s are still fine to use if you're on the T4 plan. Now, I'm on the pure T5 plan, but, you know, I'm a whale with a 1,600-day-old account, so... GG. Gem supply is the best purchase for free-to-play and low spenders. These guys are taking their time with their rally. It really does feel that way, but I'm sure that it's not, like, that long. If they wanted to be faster about it, they could have set the rally the second their first one died and then put a siege unit in it. But it's such a pain in the ass to do that sort of micromanagement for, like, 15 days they gotta do that till Kingsland. It's just a pain, man. So I think they're doing fine on their timing, probably. Rally should show up anytime now. First time you're in Season of Conquest? What commanders should you focus on for cavalry? Nevsky and Joan Prime, baby. Nevsky and Joan Prime are where it's at. I'm in 1254. That's my kingdom. Do you know if the ranged commanders will inflict Sev wounds? I don't actually know. It could only be slightly wounded. Here's the thing. My prediction for the upcoming commander cycle is 2 ranged commanders, which we sort of know, but then also a leadership commander who's probably a garrison. I thought specifically the developers were making a city garrison. So if I am correct, then that is very good news. Because that basically means, for most people, they can skip all these commanders and just focus on other things. That's, like, great news for basically everybody. If you wanted to focus on the ranged commanders, you could. I think they potentially are very skippable for a main account, even though I haven't seen what they do yet. Now, that said, I do think the developers will try to push the limits on how good ranged combat can be. I mean, they didn't add ranged combat to the game just to have it be super bad. But if you look at how this fight is going, where would ranged combat have played a role in this fight? Nowhere. Literally nowhere. It had no role in this fight. So, God, I just don't think, at least in the next 6 to 8 months, that ranged combat's going to be a huge deal for big open field contentions. I think that, you know, what could you do here? If you were 365, you could drop a bunch of ranged towers, you know, in the area by this fort now. That's a thing you could do. They're not reinforcing this rally, though. Rally's yellow. Exactly, rally's red. Jeez. I think 365 will get full control of this zone. Absolutely. I think so. You thought 1960 used range to help kill off the rallies? Nah, they just swarm it, bro. I'm pretty sure they just swarm it. I think you could set up a bunch of range towers if you were 1960, and like they had that huge ball here before. It would have been doable. Looks full. Look at the troops. It could just be that it's trading poorly. I don't know. God, Nevsky with Attila is not amazing. Oh my god, these guys are swarming it, but taking 12k counters? 7k counters? 9k counters? I mean, they might get the burn, but at what cost? Jesus. 365 is gonna get the burn, but at what cost? Oh my god. And this is sort of the point. This is what I think 365 needs to be worried about, and is exactly the game plan 1960 is trying to execute. See, they get the burn. Oh, double C in there. The follow-up. It's a good burn. I mean, if you want to get the burns, that's what you have to do. It's just expensive. Zangbot is a whale, so he swarms. 200 million power player. Doubt he cares. Yeah, but if every one of these 60 GT players still has their troops in Kingsland, like, what the hell do you do? Where's 60 GT? They're in here. This is the 60 MX fort, but, you know, it's 60 GT that is also fighting this. Can I show the power rankings? You want to see the power rankings of my kingdom? I can't show the power rankings of the KvK. Yo, Jake the dog, what's up, dude? Good to see you, man. I've seen you've been playing a bunch of different games on your channel recently. All the 365 rallies are filled with farms. That's smart. They should do that. The only problem is that if they, you know, don't have a complete control of the field, those farm reinforcements could get wrecked on their way in. How jealous are you that your kingdom is not a part of this KvK? It's definitely a bummer. This would have been really good streaming. Literally, like, every day for the whole, you know, month plus of fighting in this KvK. It would have been great streaming. Is Yoda in your kingdom already? He is. He is. Rankings. Individual power. The man, the myth, the legend. Yoda 808 at 1.5 billion power. Let's go. Let's go. I think this is going to be a really good kingdom for Yoda. He makes Bunny look like a shadow. Oh my god. Yeah, Yoda's a fighter, man. The two other mega whales left. There was some drama around some other person that they brought to the kingdom, and so they left. So they basically collected a bunch of sculptures and then decided they were going to leave over drama that their friend created, which is great. That's great. That's just great. They went to 2338. They always do that. I mean, at least they didn't go rogue, so that's good. You gotta love those types of players. Nah, nobody needs selfish players, man. Look at all those MGE wins and then they pieced out. Exactly. I'm not triggered, you're triggered. This KvK is mad. This KvK is mad. What do you think about the 1534 1175 versus Water 93? I think the fact... Look, the fact that 1960 is holding, I'm like... Yeah, I kind of expect that. But this hold really impressed me, actually. This hold from the kingdoms in Leverkusen was what really impressed me. Because I thought that 534 was supposed to steamroll in Villa Villa. And these guys built a defensive barrier that they were able to stalemate until 1093 came in and just cleaned it all up. So I actually think the hold over here is the far more impressive story than the 1960 hold. It's just that the 1960 hold is way more entertaining to spectate. So, again, I think this hold was really impressive. And I thought 534 was going to clap cheeks in this zone. And it worked out a little different. It was a stalemate. So, given that these kingdoms were able to stalemate this zone, I now would say I favor the 1093 grouping of kingdoms in this next fight. Because, like, I mean, if they could stalemate it without 1093, what are they going to get done with 1093? Do you see what I mean? .534 didn't rally much of their forts, though. That was part of the plan. All right, well, I mean, maybe 534 wasn't going for it. I mean, I guess if you're 534 and you plan to just get out of the zone anyways, maybe I'm misinterpreting and they just didn't fight it. That's what KM is telling me, is they actually weren't really going for it. So that's interesting. And I suppose that does make sense, now that you mention it. I mean, if you know 1093 is just going to come through and clean up, I guess they didn't want to go for it. You think everybody's just waiting for Kingsland? Honestly, I think that's actually very reasonable. I think the idea that you're going to win a Kingsland pass before Kingsland opens, it's just so unlikely. Saz is in 1254? Hell yeah, man. Did you see my video about Saz's account? I think he might have the highest power cav-focused account. Saz can run 7 cavalry marches legit in the open field. Berserker, what's up, dude? Pass 6 is in 3 days. Will be interesting then. I'm very interested in that. I do plan to be streaming it. Let me get a look here. I believe it is the 20th. Is it just 3 days? I thought it was 6 days. Yeah, it's February 20th is when Pass 6 opens, right? It's Tuesday of next week. The 20th. I have Monday of next week for me. It's Monday of next week, I think. I'll definitely stream that on Monday. That's going to be awesome, man. Let's spin the wheel a little bit. Now's a good time. Yoda and Justin are, in fact, the same person. No, it's a long time that you can fight for Zone 6. Oh, dude, that was a good spin. See, this is why I'm still spinning the wheel. See, this is why I'm spinning the wheel. I'm getting value. Smashing my credit card. Get value, smash your credit card. New slogan of the Chisgule Gaming YouTube channel. Dude, another 15-hour speed up? Training speeds? Dude, more sculptures? Let's go. I'm good with it. That was a bad spin, Chisgule. Yo, I'm just conditioned. Anytime I don't get research and building speeds, I'm like, wow, what a good spin. Anytime I don't get research and building, I'm like, whoa, value. See, now I'm going to start getting building speed and research speed, and it's just going to be bad. And the gold stars, yeah, those are pretty bad for me these days. Whale problems? True. Big true. It's all about mindset. Yeah, it's all about mindset, chat. See, now I get research speeds. Oh, okay, I got a sculpture. Let's go. 2 sculptures? Let's go. 3 sculptures? Let's go. Gold stars hurts your soul? No. It's the research speeds that should hurt your soul. The research speeds are what should hurt your soul. I mean, hopefully nothing hurts your soul. That sounds painful, but... Oh, okay. It's an 8 spot. Let's go. Hey. Dang. Dang. For some reason, my stream deck isn't booted. I went to go push the button for the cheer, and it didn't do it. I mean, nothing happened. There we go. Hold on. There we go. There we go. There we go. Hey, we booted up my stream deck. Let's go. Yeah, I was like, where's my soundboard? Why is the screen blank on my soundboard? Hello? Chisgule is going to slap the next RCF donation spree. I mean, I'm trying to get rid of my gems, but I'm like not trying to get rid of my gems that badly. We're at over 1,000 viewers, so if you're enjoying the live stream, do me a huge favor, throw a like on here, consider subscribing to the channel. I appreciate your support. Thank you. See, that's a crap spin. There's music in the background. You can hear it, right? Osama? No? Chisgule who tries to get rid of gems. What a guy. Yeah, I can't justify spending more money in the game until I get rid of some gems, you know? So I gotta, like, get rid of a few. I gotta get rid of a few gems, chat. Otherwise, I can't justify it. You got more gold heads on the wheel than you had spins? Bro, that's crazy. Woo! Whale moves. Exactly. Dude, I mean, I still have 347,000 gems. And the crazy part is, like, what if I open my gem tokens? Here, I'll open them, chat. Let's just rip open all my gem tokens so I can feel like I won't spend any money anymore. Look at this. Dude. Dude. Well, I guess I can't spend any money for a while. Chisgule, you mega whale. Those VIP tokens are absolutely stupid. Yes, indeed. Yeah, it's a pretty stupid amount of VIP. Might as well call yourself a megalodon. I just haven't had anything to spend on, chat. Like, I kept saying this of the Wheel of Fortune. I was like, all right, keep giving me commanders I can't spin for. I'll just not spend as much. I think that the rotation system is good, though. But it has that weird consequence for an endgame player with insane collection. Why don't you just open all your alliance credits? No, that'd be a terrible idea. Dude, this is my super weapon right over here. This is a super weapon that I'm saving. Like, someone would have to do the math. How much do I have? 506 times 5,000. I have 2.5 million alliance credits. I can get an alliance pretty far along toward building a fort if they're credit poor. This is my superpower. This is my superpower. I could show up to any shell and I want to have a fort worth of alliance credits. Yeah, Ruz will just use them to sell passports anyways. So I shouldn't open them, chat. How many credits is a fort? How many credits is a fort? Can we see your speed ups? Sure. A fort is not 1 million credits. That's too low. I thought it was like 8 million credits or something stupid. No way. A fort is not 1 million credits. It's 7.5 million, isn't it? 2 million for the second. 7.5 million. Third fort is 8 million. All right, I'm not crazy. Yeah, it's like 7.5 million. I don't know. Opponent reveal at reset? That's true. There's my speed ups, chat. Yeah, opponent reveal at reset. I'm kind of hyped. You look poor on those 15-hour speed ups. Sheesh. I better get back to spinning this wheel then. If I'm looking poor, I better get back to spinning. Troops reveal? I mean, I can show you how many troops I have. Yo, 0 demon, no opponent found. Say it ain't so. Thank you for the super chat. Say it ain't so. We need an opponent. We really, we really do. I think we're good, though. I think they would have given us a chance to pick a different KvK style. Or story, I suppose, is the right word. If we had no match found, they would have told us already, I think. Have you ever had more than 10 million deads in a single KvK? Yes. Yes, I have. I had over 10 million dead in the KvK where we were allied with 1254. Why am I spinning CJ? I don't know. I guess I want some universal heads. Who do you think is going to win this KvK? I'm leaning toward the 1960 side now. But the information I was missing is that 534 wasn't actually trying to take the zone. I thought they were, but apparently they weren't. Brad, thank you for the 5 months. They may as well give up, or give us no match found. As everyone is too scared to fight us, rep. No. We're super weak. Everybody should fight 1254. We're super weak. Now's the time. We've never been weaker. We're an easy takedown. Everybody quit. Yeah, they are moving closer. I don't know why they're here now. Like, they have the burn on this fort. I guess they could try to kill some troops, but, like, what are they doing here now? I guess when you've... See, this is the problem with burning forts. Is like, you've mustered all these people online, but what the hell are they supposed to do if the fort's burning? They're supposed to sit there for an hour and do nothing? This flag's almost gonna burn. But, like, burning this flag does so little. Oh my god. Brutal. You want to see my Artemisia talents? I suppose I could show my Artemisia talents. Let's look over here real quick. Burning. Burning. Cryban, drop a like. Yeah, hey, if you're enjoying the stream, do me a huge favor, throw a like on here, consider subscribing. You've never seen so many 60 GT sad faces? Yeah, I mean, they've had their ball sad faced a couple times. More than a couple times, in fact, throughout this battle. The thing about 1960 is they just kind of run it down. Like, they'll charge into the fight, and they'll just run it down. 1960 dreams of this KvK. Rusty, I think if you refresh the stream, it'll show more than 19 likes. On my screen, it's showing over 200, but do me that huge favor if you're having a good time, throw a like on the stream, consider subscribing to the channel. I've made almost 2,000 videos exactly about Rise of Kingdoms designed to help you get value and smash your enemies. 2,000's a big freaking number, chat. It's a little crazy. XY Nevsky or Nevsky Joan for rallies. I think Nevsky Joan is the stronger pick. Yeah, I don't know why YouTube can't, like, show an updated like count when you're watching a stream, but were you surprised that 846 won in their KvK? No, that's not too surprising to me. Turn off Simplify? Fair enough. Let's see. Oh, God. We'll see how long that lasts. Oh, God. I don't know if I should do that, chat. Turning off Simplify might be an error here. Let's go for it, though. I'm game. I'll play. What is this? How are they targeting the enemy? It ain't easy. I'm gonna put Simplify back on. It's too much of a mess. In what situation would you use Hollow Square? Well, I use it in Canyon currently. It's pretty reasonable to use in Canyon. I put it on specifically my kind of off-lane tanky march. The old Richard Constantine. The problem with Hollow Square is the endgame inscriptions. 1960s on the run. Yeah, 365 can clear the field. Double C Pelagius or double C Bybars? I would use Bybars as the primary. Double C is the secondary. If you're going to go around smashing, gathering marches and a Mightiest Governor, you're not going to make any friends. But then I guess you could use double C Bybars. Pelagius is actually also pretty good because of the Rage Gen. Would you use Hollow Square and a Garrison? No, I think you're better off with Arch. Arch or Wedge. What's the best pair for Sargon? Skippy Prime. Skippy Prime is your best bet. KL Squared, thank you for the 31 months. Best KvK 2 archers, no Edward, Constantine, or Mulan. Well, I think Tommy's really, really, really good in KvK 2. Tommy and Esong are really good. But you said marches, not archers. I don't know why I read that as archers. I must have saw Edward and got rid of the M on marches and added an R for archers? I don't know. Josh, thank you for the super. Best KvK 2 marches without Edward, Constantine, or Mulan. I think Esong and Thutmose is really good. Richard and Alex together are really good. Ethel and Joan are great together. Tommy is also insane. Anywhere you could put your Tommy would be worth doing. Mehmet is really good. You'd probably run a Minamoto with either Mehmet or double C. Ginger Snowman, thank you for the 9 months. I own 5 rings, 2 horns, a web, and a dagger. What accessory next? 1 more horn, I believe. That gets you to 5 rings, 3 horns, web, and a dagger. That's where you want to be. The BLN fort drop did not survive, I believe. It got popped. We could zoom out and confirm that. Yeah, no BLN fort behind the lines. But, I mean, it's good on 365 for trying. Like, you gotta try to get a drop. But I think it's just too tricky against 1960. We need a new video on the best secondary candidates for the new KvK and who to pair with. Yeah, I'm pretty hyped about that. Like, can you imagine being able to put Xeno as a secondary? Man. Put Xeno to Artemisia. Or a Monotori. That could be a crazy Garrison. You could put Jadwiga with Xeno. Would be kind of nuts. I think the new KvK could be pretty cool. Boudica Skippy sounds insane. Nevsky Skippy sounds insane. Attila Pakal? You're an evil genius. Dude, Attila Pakal, you're an evil genius. You know, I'm not using Arch Formation really currently. I might at some point. Sargon E-Song? Yeah, I know, right? Sargon Tommy? Bro. Matchmaking is still in flight for us. Nothing to see currently. 207 kingdoms registered. Best pair for Trajan? I think it's Skippy Prime, man. I go Trajan Skippy and I run around trading positive and I buff the hell out of my team. What more can you ask for? Like, actually, what more can you ask for? Theo E-Song? Why Trajan primary with Skippy? So let me break it down. Trajan boosts your skill damage, which means Skippy is doing a huge amount of damage, AoE that's boosted. Plus, Skippy does instant proc damage over time, which also benefits from bonus skill damage. Oh, and by the way, Trajan lets you have more troops, which means all these damage factors that Skippy does are harder hitting. Plus, Skippy has a triggered shield. So if they hit your Trajan, you're buffing your team. Trajan Skippy does work. And you want the Trajan as the primary so you can use mixed troops. You want the mixed troop benefit from the Trajan. It does matter. I'm probably going to do some leadership gear. I'm basically waiting to see if the new leadership commander is, in fact, city defense or a garrison commander. And if he is, then I'm probably going to do leadership equipment for Trajan. I'll bite the bullet and make a 7th crit set and put it on Trajan. Best pair for City Keeper. Ooh, probably Markswoman. Ethelfled in the new KvK map. What do you think? I think Ethelfled's good in any KvK map. I mean, I don't know who 60GT is using as the secondary for Trajan, but I bet you they used Ethelfled. I bet you they use Ethelfled. Double C and Joan? That's okay. Joan should be the primary. Attila Nevsky or Attila Takeda for the open field? Attila Takeda. Put your Nevsky somewhere else. Attila and Takeda are tanky enough. They're fine. They don't. Attila doesn't need the Nevsky. But Nevsky lets you make another march. You can use literally anything you want. Seawill uses Trajan Skippy. Thank you. I can keep saying how good it is, but no one will believe me because all these people are Trajan haters. Skippy E-Song, good in the open field for kill points. I really prefer E-Song with an archer. Look, I've put E-Song with Nevsky, and I was like, Like, in this day and age, yes, you can use E-Song in Season of Conquest, but no. Unlike in the early KvKs where you could put him anywhere, I think he's really got to be with an archer. Joan of Arc or Nevsky, which should be primary. This is a philosophical difference. Seawill is using Skippy Prime as the primary with Trajan? Stop it. No, he's not. Is he? A lot of 60 GT players use Guan Sargon and Trajan Skippy Ethel. Good. That's good. I like that. Maybe he just has infantry talented equipment, which is why he's doing that. The problem with using Skippy Prime as the primary with Trajan is that you don't get the benefit of the bonus skill damage. And assuming everybody fires off their skills around the same time, like your whole ball has used its skills and then you boost the skill damage, like it's not amazing. Philosophical difference, haha, GG. I guess so. We're looking for where the action is here, chat. Seawell doesn't use Skippy Prime. Dude, everybody uses Skippy Prime. He's the #1 open field commander. 3 rings, 2 horns, a weapon, a dagger. All main commanders. What to use? I don't quite understand the question. Put a ring on every march. In a perfect world, you'd have 5 rings, maybe 6 rings. I'm debating a 7th ring. The Madman. The Madman. Five marches, you probably won't use Trajan, but if you use 6, you will. I would bet that 1960 uses Trajan in their 5 march. But definitely by the time you get to 6, it's very justifiable. Sargon 5550 is good, yeah. But expertise is definitely better. But putting extra skills on Sargon has pretty minimal effect until you get to his expertise. So, like, you either take Sargon to 5550 or you go to expertise. But you should probably just go to expertise. Map check. Ooh, my gatherers all came home. GG. Seawell's using Trajan. What am I drinking? Grapefruit flavored seltzer. I actually really dislike grapefruit, but as a flavor for a seltzer, it's actually really good. I'm making you rethink Trajan. Bro. If 60GT thinks it's correct to use Trajan Ethel in Ark of Osiris League, and they have the strongest mid-fight of any kingdom in the game, yeah, Trajan Ethel's really good. Trajan's really good. Boudica Prime Esong or Boudica Artemisia? Man, that is a hotly debated topic. You'll find people who think that you should just use Boudica Esong and it might be more damage. Boudica Artemisia is a little more tanky, so that's what I use. I prefer to be a little more tanky. On my restart account, though, for perspective, I have Boudica with Esong, and I'm done with archers. That's like all I'm ever going to do. I'm just going to use that. I'm good. Fine, done. I will invest in Trajan. You just got to keep your priorities in mind. Trajan is kind of like the icing on the cake, but you have to have a cake before you can put on the icing, right? So if you don't already have, you know, 5 viable marches, you know, just keep in mind your priorities. You got to have 5 marches, and then it's like, yeah, use Trajan. I used Trajan with 3 marches, and it was like, you know, it was like fine. Right? Like, Trajan with 3 marches was like fine. But, like, not, it's not really, I don't know. It's not where you're trying to be. DB269 says I like cake. Easy. Joan Prime Mehmed. Yeah, that's viable. I think that's super viable. Mehmed has 20% health. Does AoE damage. You could run that. It's viable in the same way XY Mehmed is viable. But I'd rather have Joan personally, right? Mina 5311. Yeah, that's good enough. Obviously, more skills is better, but... What do you think of Artemisia Tommy? You know, I've used it. I'm not a big fan. There was a time where it might have been meta, but we're way past that time. I do think Tommy is really good to have in the lineup somewhere. I do think Tommy is very good. Skippy CJ, that's also very good. How would you pair XY Nevsky, Joan, and Saladin? I'd probably pair him exactly like that. XY with Nevsky, and then Joan with Saladin. I suppose you could try to hide your Joan behind the Saladin. You make Saladin the primary. Boudica Art or Boudica E-Song? We were talking about that earlier. I think that both are fine. Like, if you already have Boudica E-Song, you really don't need to spend money to get Boudica Artemisia. I feel like that's a thing you use if you have it. And if you wanted to make another Archer March, like, sure. You could definitely use Artemisia. Even Artemisia, like, 5511 would be way more viable than you would think. Let me show you how viable Artemisia 5511 is. Right? Like, you get the 40% of stats, 25% damage increase with a self-silence, but you don't care about the silence. And you get 25% more damage by putting... How many sculptures would it be? Like, 400 plus sculptures? Isn't it like 450 or so sculptures to get the last 2 skills max to get the expertise? Well, what does that do? An instant proc damage over time that buffs the enemy's skill damage. I mean, 5511 with Artemisia, and then you could use her. But would I say that's better than E-Song? No. I don't know that it's better than E-Song. It's different. Best accessories for a Cav March, please. Horn and ring. That was easy. Horn and ring are very good, chat. I don't think I knew that Zefty was in 365. I mean, I think we saw this on stream the other day, but it's still surprising to me. I think of him as like a diehard 846 guy. I don't know where Chuni is, but these guys are moving in, chat, so it's about to fire up. Chiz, are my marches any good? Alex, Skippy, Nevsky, Mina, Martelli song. Alex, Skippy, Nevsky, Mina, yeah, those are good. Those are good. Chisgule approved. Do you use Tadek on the field? I do. A part of the reason I'm using him in the field is that I don't want to have to switch gear when I want to rally. Like, I want to port, set rally, or bring my troops home, set the rally. So I'll probably use Tariq Ibn Ziyad with Sargon secondary. It's not the best way to run it, but I don't care. Like, I want to be able to instantly set my rally. I learned that from Jeeds about how to be a good rally lead. I remember you just port around place to place. I'd be like, hey, we need a rally. And like 2 seconds later, the rally was set. He'd port in, he'd set the rally. There was no fiddling with gear, no fiddling with talents, no fiddling with any crap. It was just like, boom, set rally. That's how it's got to be, man, if you're a good rally lead. You just freaking, right away, you set rally. You go, you set. So I'm going to just use Tariq Ibn Ziyad as a primary. And then I just switch out, like, okay, is it Sargon secondary? Or am I using Pakal secondary? Is Shadow Retribution bad for cavalry? It depends on your philosophy, and it depends on the march. So the thing about attack is that you already have a lot of attack stat, and every stat has diminishing returns in the game. But if you had a really tanky cavalry march and you used attack on it, it wouldn't be bad. It might not trade as efficiently, but it would end fights faster, which is really good in Ark of Osiris League, where you don't care about trade quality. You want to burn the troops out of the garrison, right? It's on XY Nevsky. Well, Nevsky's pretty tanky. XY is not, but I think it's fine. I think as long as Nevsky is in the march, your Shadow Retribution. This gives, I think, 12% attack, chat, is the piece of equipment we're talking about. 12% cav attack. What's the average power to have on KvK 1, free to play and low spender? I don't know. I feel like a good number going into KvK 1 would be like 20 million power. But I assume a lot of people won't even have the 20 mil. This is interesting. Somebody's going to get left behind here. Yeah, there it is. I know they wanted to relocate, but somebody always gets left behind. Is what it is. Any pairing for Amani without Artemisia? Not really, unfortunately. Amani with Artemisia's... Oh, but somebody hit the city. GG, somebody hit Arvix's city. Oh. Dude, you like instantly lose your march. Reza, hey, thank you for the 25 months. If you can vote in the poll, you can like the video. True. 300 likes on the stream, 2,000 votes in the poll. Yo, that's a good point. 300 likes on the stream, 2,090 votes in the poll. If you could do me the favor of throwing a like on the stream, I would appreciate it. Thank you. So if I have a Shadow's Retribution, you can use it, but otherwise don't forge it. Yeah, that's what I would say. I would say don't forge it, personally. There's so few people that are actually trying to win Arc League. Like genuinely are all in committed to it. And the cavalry set chess piece gives health, which is really good. So I would just stick with that. So yeah, Shadow Retribution, don't make it. If you have it, you can use it, but otherwise I would not go out of my way to make it. Now, if you're fully free to play and you're super pattern limited, you could consider making it. If you were super pattern limited, super gem limited, fully free to play, and you got to use those free to play patterns, like that's a different ball game. That's a different situation. But I would think even then you'd have higher priorities for things to go craft. You just stick to the epic defense chest. Ghost, thank you for the super chat. When does Nebu become better than Ramses for open field? It's kind of hard to say. Like in a big fight like this, the AoE damage from Nebu is really good. Nebu is another one of those commanders that's extremely good at 5-5-1-1. Nebu is extremely good at 5-5-1-1. He gets his full stats. He gets his full march speed. Nice AoE damage. I think his fourth skill gives him a little bit of all damage boost and a rage reduction to the enemy. What gear do you use on Trajan Skippy? You use infantry gear. And you have mostly infantry in the march. Hey! It's your boy, Return. Welcome to the Honor Guard. Yo, let's get those hype emojis for our new member. For those that didn't know, you can become a member of the channel. Doing so gives you a badge. It makes your name in green, which makes it easier to keep track of member chats. And if you join the Elite Guard or higher, we have a special room in my Discord server where you can get your questions answered. This is a great place to get coaching. T5 on day 77. Very expensive. Achievable, but very expensive. Trajan, in my opinion, really ought to be expertise if you're going to use him. He is unfortunately not a commander I think is really good to use without the expertise. I run Boudica with Gilgamesh. Is that any good? I think it's fine. That sounds very tanky. Dude, JST is kind of overrunning. It's not just JST, actually. It's 365. It's really overrunning this position. How's a 5-5-5-1 Trajan? I haven't ever used one. But you're missing all the defense boost that he gets, his tankiness. The expertise skill is also enhancing the buff on Trajan, right? Like, you're going to a 30% buff instead of a 25% buff, and instead of 40 rage per second, you will go up to 50 rage per second. Now, that might not sound like much, but let's just add up all that rage. That's 30 rage per march. 5 marches, that's 150 rage. Whew. I mean, that's a lot of rage. And it's spread out over time across marches, which is even better. Glad to be a member of the channel. Keep up the vids. They help me so much. I'm really glad to hear that. Three horns, 1 dagger, 1 web, 5 rings. Sounds good to me. That's got to be the best accessories to use in the field. The only other justification I could hear that I would believe it is you could maybe justify that more horns would be better. Like you could try to justify horn over ring. I think ring is more damage though, but horn is just so good. After these 3 new commanders, will we need to wait 6 months for new ones? Probably not. Probably not. Make the best 4 marches. Guan, Skippy, Alex, Harold, Sargon, CJ, Charles. Harold. Ugh. Charles Martel. I guess you have to use... I guess we'll put Mehmet in the mix here. How would I do that? You probably run the Alex and Harold together. Well, you could run Guan Alex. Okay, there's so many options. Guan with Alex. Sargon with CJ. You could do Skippy with Harold, and then you do like Charles Martel with Mehmed. Kind of sucks, actually. I guess you could do Charles... No. You do Charles, Harold, Skippy, Mehmed. Ooh, that's really good. That's really good. I think we got there. Charles, Harold. Guan with Alex. Sargon with CJ. And Skippy Mehmed. Dang, yeah, we landed on good marches. Yo, we did good. I feel good about that. As a free-to-play, should I just get Esong or save my sculptures? No, Esong's great. You can move all in on Esong. Can you show us how many troops you have? I have kind of an even split, but I need to overtrain infantry more. Mehmed would... You could pair with Sargon. That's fine. Boudica with Esong is good. Yes, do that. Even without the expertise. That's good. Boudica without the expertise and Artemisia, however, is not as amazing. Cannot recommend that. I did not watch any of the Super Bowl. I heard the ending was really anticlimactic. Really, really anticlimactic. How good of a secondary is Mehmed? And when is it time to move on? Mehmed is a great secondary. Good AoE damage. His museum buff gives 20% health. He lets you bring more troops. He's like a mini Honda. Fake Shrooms, welcome to the Elite Guard. Yo, let's get those hype emojis for our new member. Let's go. I reviewed the member perks earlier. However, just as a reminder, your name shows up in green, you get the badge, you get the emojis, and when you join Elite Guard or higher, you have access to special chat rooms in my Discord server. Plato, what's up, dude? How are you, man? We're just kind of chilling. Why do you think Martel Mehmed is not so good? Because Mehmed is boosting skill damage, and it gives you more troops, which also would enhance more skill damage-based effects. And Martel doesn't do any skill damage. You want to pair Mehmed with someone else who does skill damage. But Martel with Herald is a great march. Easy to forget that it's a great march for just doing some damage. I'm not saying anybody should invest in Herald. I'm saying if you have Herald, Martel Herald is like the original cool combo to use. You got me in the background while you blast through your AP. Cool, man. Dude, I love that this KvK is happening. Because basically any time, day or night, you could fire up a stream and people will want to watch and talk about Rise of Kingdoms. KvKs like this are great. By the way, by being zoomed out like this, we can see everybody's making their way over here. So I wonder if they're about to extinguish the fort. Like, you can just see from the lines where they're going. Right? Like, everybody's going back to this fort. Nebu worth maxing? If you had a ton of sculptures, you could go for it. But I don't think you should invest any sculptures when we know that new commanders are, like, right around the corner. Like, you should not put sculptures into a commander until you see what the skills are on the new commanders. And then once we know what they are, you can do things. But until we know, man, we just chill. Fort Rally, 147, 492. Well, let's check it out. 147. 492. Hello. What's going on here? Oh. This is a building fort? And they don't have the field. Uh-oh. This is going to end quickly. These guys need to push this field as fast as they can. They gotta muster the numbers, and they gotta push that field. 60 BB. Oh, this guy's gonna sneak in. Oh wait, this is from 1960. Hold on. Wait. This is a 1964? I thought this was the attacking kingdom building out from their zone 4. But they're just resealing this pass. Oh, wow. Yeah, okay. So they have 2 hours to take out this fort as the attackers. Now I understand. My bad, chat. Yeah, so 1960 is, like, keeping their zone 4 pretty buttoned up. Even down here, it's pretty buttoned up. Can you tell Rock to stop with all the great siege armaments they give? Have you seen my wall of shame? This is such a tragedy. This is such a tragedy. Look at this, like, nearly perfect armaments. Here's another good one. Here's a decent one. Look at this. I have nearly 10% of every stat, plus onslaught, plus pacifiers, barb damage, whatever, and its march speed. Dude, I cannot get a set of this quality for even my most important troop types. So triggered. Shelby, hey, thanks for the Valentine's wishes. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Thank you for the super chat. Hogwarts Legacy is the meta. Yeah, I'm not playing it. It's single player. If it wasn't single player, I'd probably play it. But it's single player. That's the problem. That's why I'm not buying the bundles. It's random and not in our favor. I mean, yeah. The way you have to think about armaments is that you're going to get absolutely raffle stomped 99.9% of the time. But the 0.01% you get a really good armament. Was it worth all the money you spent to get it? And at the start of the armament system, the answer is probably yes. Like, the worse your armaments are, the more value you can get from spending on armaments because it takes less to get an upgrade. Just got All Out Rumble today. I am a whale now. Gemming travel will break the balance. Apparently, I have 454,000 gems, so I'll be okay for a little while. You got a perfect cav armament, but if it's for V formation, we'll hold on to it for now. Once we see how these ranged commanders work, it could be pretty good, actually. Is it still worth saving all your armaments? You should recycle enough that you can buy from the recycle shop each week and get all the blue ones and get all the purple ones. But otherwise, I'm still saving armaments until we know how you modify them. Nibblebear, thank you for the super. Hey, what are your thoughts on war drums? I need more accessories. I can only get one more ring and one more horn in KvK, so not sure on the drums. So here's the thing about war drums. I know that they're very popular, and I know that it's cool to like war drums. But if you just do the math on how much rage per second you get from drums, it is less than the rage per second you get from a horn. So in a perfect world, with infinite patience, you would wait to get all horns rather than all drums. I'm not saying drums are bad. I'm just saying horn is more rage per second. Now, if you had a march where you didn't care about the rage generation as much for whatever reason, like you could, people make the argument for drums plus horn on Trajan. I honestly kind of wonder if horn plus drums on lots of marches will be better than horn plus ring. But all that to say, like, I have a war drums on my Trajan, on my restart. Like, would I say that I notice having it over other things? Not really. Ring number 1, horn number 2, it's just facts. Ooh, hello. What's going on here? So all that to say, I don't think drums are terrible. You could make them if you wanted. But I would just do other things until you could make horns and rings. If I'm bringing only one archer march, who would I do? Boudica Tommy or Boudica Art? I personally would do Boudica Artemisia. I think Boudica Tommy would also be fine. Can you give me a pair where Honda's the primary? I guess Honda Tommy, but it's not very good. Honda Tommy's underrated. Man, the problem is that it takes way too long for Honda to use his active skill. The enemy can just, like, walk away from you. Cortex tried it, and he thought it was just awful. He thought he was on the bleeding edge of the meta at the time. And he said it was just awful. Sargon primary and Honda secondary. Yeah, that's good. Should I have a crit dagger? You don't want to try to crit your dagger. It's really weird. But a crit dagger will replace any stacks from a non-crit dagger and start all over again at 0 stacks. I suppose start all over again at 1 stack. Crit dagger does weird stuff. So it's a lot of materials for what you get. I wouldn't recommend it. If you already have a crit dagger, well, you definitely use it. If you have a crit dagger, you definitely should not make more daggers. Jan Ziska, Nevsky, and the Garrison, it's okay. I think it works in a situation where you can't get swarmed. Is having a crit infantry ring okay? It's really good. Crit ring is great. Is there a reason not to do Sargon, Tadic, Ibn Ziyad? Do you mean in, like, the field or for, like, rally Garrison? I'm using Tadic primary for both field and rallies, because then I don't have to move anything around, and I have a Tadic Sargon rally and a Tadic Pakal rally, and I can fire them immediately. Sun Tzu any good for Garrison? Maybe in, like, the earliest days of a kingdom's life. Cav garrisons are always good when nobody has infantry left for attacking or defending. What's the difference between those two infantry rallies? The Pakal rally is more tanky, the Sargon rally is more damage. So Sasuke, you're gonna rally with your Tadic Ibn Ziyad. I assume you'd want to do the same thing I did. Just make him the primary. Do you have Sargon expertise? You have a Pakal. I'm like 99% sure you have a Pakal, right? Sargon Herald is the best of both worlds. Sargon Herald, ugh. I don't know about that. If you're going into KvK soon and had enough to make a ring and a horn and drums, would it be worth? Or forget the drums? Forget the drums. In my opinion, forget the drums. There's got to be so many things you can make. You'd have to be whaling pretty hard to have that many materials. I think I'd prioritize other projects. If you had a Trajan and you wanted to use, you know, drums and horn on Trajan, I think it would be fine. I think it would be fine, but I'm not doing it on my main account. So I could technically field Sargon Esong? No, don't do that. That's silly. Any good Garrison commander for primary and Charles Martel secondary? In the early days of a kingdom, Charles Esong is pretty reasonable. Also, Charles Sun Tzu is pretty reasonable. Who's better in Season of Conquest, Alex Martel or Alex Esong? I'd say Alex Esong. I have used that in Season of Conquest. I mean, it's a little rough, depending on how old the other kingdoms are that you're fighting. Kingsland for this KvK is on the 27th. What is the 27th? That is a Monday. Huh. Nipple Bear, thank you for the super chats. I do really appreciate it. Ruz just sent me a picture of the mechanism you use to distribute autarch testimonies. It's something. What's going on over here? Was this city burning? GG. Farm account unbubbled off territory? GG. Yeah, they're just looting it now. Brutal. Guan Sargon a good pair? Yeah, it's fine. XY Mehmed, XY Chandra, or XY Minna. All are very good. All three of those are really good. Can't go wrong with those. Shelby, thank you for the super. Yeah, Pass 6 opens on the 20th. That is correct. Ooh, that Saladin's getting kind of melted. GG for MX12 Banana. Guan Tadic is usable. Really squishy. Wouldn't recommend it. What's the MGE rotation for troop type? You have cavalry, infantry, archers, leadership, and then it runs back from the top. Sargon Skippy or Skippy Sargon? I think Sargon Skippy has more bursty rage gen. I kind of like that. Skippy primary will be more tanky with emergency protection though. This song? It's called Change Us by Jack Dawson. Something special, but I cannot be the main act in a pyro. Tell me what you gonna do when they catch us, when they pull out big guns and they... Is Sargon still usable at 555X? Yeah, it is. It is. It's just that more sculptures doesn't make it much better. Like 5553 will perform equally to 5550. 5551 and 5552 actually perform worse than 5550. It's very weird. How about Skippy Honda? Great March. Love it. Very good in the field. Very good in the field. I did do a dedicated video about this topic, that's right. Any pairing for Alex in Season of Conquest? Guan Alex. Skippy Alex. Some people really like Richard Alex. And Richard Slow is really good. But Richard is not a top investment, in my opinion. Should I spend on the Skippy wheel? Skippy's great. Skippy's a strong commander. Chat, I think things have kind of mellowed out for a bit here in this KvK. So I think we head out for now. But if you enjoyed the stream today, do me a favor, throw a like on the stream, consider subscribing to the channel. I will be covering this KvK when the next series of passes open, and I might stream this more on some of the days leading up to those pass openings. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're going to go raiding now, and I think we're going to raid Jake the dog. Let me confirm that he's still live. Let me see here. Is he live? Yeah, Jake the dog is another Rise of Kingdoms streamer, but he's playing Fortnite. He's the only raidable streamer right now in my list. So we're going to go check him out. So if you enjoyed the stream, throw a like on here. Consider subscribing. I appreciate each and every one of you for dropping by today. Until next time, you have fun smashing the kingdom. I'll see y'all real soon for another Rise of Kingdoms video. Take care, everybody.